Hi, I'm Riley Glenn, and this is my mini lesson that I prepared for all of you. The course I decided to teach was second grade physical education. I felt like this was a good course for me to teach because I want to be a physical education teacher, and right now I'm currently enrolled in a class where we are teaching second and fifth graders different basic mechanics of PE, such as jogging, running, throwing, hopping, and etc., all that kind of stuff. The characteristics of student learners that I included in my mini lesson plan were organization of physical objects as a way to remember them. This was on page 40 in our Ed Psych book. Um, Emergence of inclusion, emergence of conversation in simple tasks. This was on page 222. Considerable overestimate of what has been learned and how much can be remembered on page 73. Increase ability to success, hard work, and correlation with its feedback and teacher approval. And that was on page 108 of our textbook. Some prior knowledge that I included in the mini lesson plan was students are going to be able to know the difference between dynamic and static stretching. They know kind of what stretching is, but they don't know the stretches that go with dynamic stretching and the stretches that go with static stretching. Students will learn the mechanics of throwing and properly use them in activities. They kind of know how to throw, but I don't feel like all of them know exactly how to be mechanically sound in throwing. And then students will be able to know the basic mechanics of running and properly use them in the activities we'll do in class. And once again, students know they can run, but their mechanics aren't well, and it can help them increase their speed in running. Some vocab words that I included in this mini lesson plan are jogging, sprinting, throwing, mechanics, dynamic stretching, and static stretching. I think all of these will be very beneficial for the students to learn so they can understand and remember all these concepts more and continue to use them throughout their physical education career. Some common misconceptions that I included in the mini lesson plan were students are going to have a little bit of trouble remembering and differentiating static and dynamic stretching. Many students will want to stretch, and other students will just want to get right into it and start playing, and I feel like that's how a lot of kids get when they're at the young age like that. They don't really want to spend a lot of time on stretching, but they have to know that stretching will help prevent injuries and keep them safe throughout their and keep them safe and keep them more healthy. Many students will struggle with what hand to throw because at such a young age they may have never even thrown a ball before, or if they have, they don't do it a lot. So basically we'll just tell them which hand do you write with, and that will be their dominant hand. Once they get this, get these skills down, they'll be able to really show that their accuracy is better and that their throwing mechanics will become much better. Running might be difficult for some kids because, as we know, in elementary school, the fastest kid is the coolest kid, and I feel like they'll get kind of down on themselves if they're not the fastest kid, but once they're able to learn these mechanics, it will really help them be faster and get their confidence up. So going into the sequence of my lesson, we'll start all the students out on one of the sidelines of the gym, and we'll start with our static stretching. The first one we'll do is our hamstring stretch. So we'll have them sit down and put their legs out straight in front of them and reach and touch their toes, and we'll hold that for about 15 seconds, and this will really get their hamstrings nice and loose. After that, we will do our hip stretches, and this is we're putting one of our legs straight and while crossing the other leg over, and make sure that your other leg, the sole of your foot, is flat on the ground. And then we'll have the student after they cross, they will go here and do this, and this will help and they'll push their elbow against the outside of their knee, and this will really help stretch their hips out so they're able to run faster and do that. So then we'll do a 15 count for that and switch and do the other leg. The final stretch we'll do is the butterfly, and this is pretty much everyone knows this, but you'll just take your legs and bring them close to your butt and kind of just lean forward and get a nice stretch throughout your groin. After that, we'll line back up and stand up and line up and do our dynamic stretches. The first one we'll do is monster walks, where the student will kick one of their legs up straight while touching their opposite hand to their foot, and they'll do this all the way across to the other sideline. And then we'll come back, and on our way back, we'll do our lateral lunge stretch, which will help stretch out the groins more and kind of keep the kids active and moving while we're doing it. And then when we get back, we'll do butt kickers to one side, and then on the way back we'll do high knees. And after that, after those are done, we'll line the kids up and do 20 arm swings forward, 20 arm swings backwards. And then we'll get into the fun part where the kids will get more engaging activities. We'll start them out with the basic throwing mechanics. The first one we'll do is, for our base, is we'll have our feet shoulder width apart with our elbows out and our hands under our chin, and then we'll point with our opposite hand out towards the target, and then put your back arm in an L facing, and then this is the set position. And then we'll go into the throwing position, where you bring your arm in and throw and release the ball. And while you're doing that, you're bringing your back leg towards your target, making your square to your target. After that, we'll go through a game that that's just, I'll put up hula hoops, and we'll put the kids into pairs, and they'll just throw the ball through the hula hoop, and the first group to 5 that they'll have one ball for each partner. First group to 5 will win that activity. And then we'll move on to our running, and this will teach the kids good knee drive and arm drive. And you do this I'll stand in front of the class and show them that knee drive. You have your one knee up at a 90 degree and your other knee straight. So it'll kind of be like this, and then we'll teach opposite arm and opposite leg. So you want the knee that's up, you want the other hand up at your cheek, and we'll teach cheek to cheek. So whatever hand's at your face cheek, you'll put it to your butt cheek, and just do that as your legs move. And we'll kind of get them and kind of teach them that quickly while we're doing that, and then get them into the game. And after that, we'll have rings set up for the kids and 4 balls in each, and they'll put the 4 balls, and one partner will be at the cone on the one sidelines, the balls will be at the other sidelines, and they will run down, grab a ball, put it on their cone, give their partner a high five. The other partner will grab a ball and put it back on their cone, and they'll do this so all the balls are gone, and the first one to finish to have all their balls at the cone wins. And that's pretty much it for my mini lesson plan. Thank you for listening, and